Well, we don't have a huge crew, but let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to share my screen. I gotta have that active.
Oh, sure.
We'll start with the probably different than what you remember. And if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask you to lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks. The four-way test. So Craig, if I could ask you to lead us in the four-way test.
Okay, the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Number one.
Is it the truth?
Truth. Is it
Number
fair
two.
to all
Is it fair to all concerned?
concerned?
Number three.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Number four.
Will it be
Will it be
beneficial?
beneficial to all concerned?
And number five.
Have fun.
Okay, thank you all. For me on that one, that's always good. So we do have our guest here, and Ron, I guess, the speaker, needs to be done by 8:10. So in the email that I sent out to everyone.
Rick, are you away from your microphone or something? We're having trouble hearing you.
Does that make it better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Sometimes it goes to the microphone on the laptop, which is sitting on my desk closed instead of the microphone on my camera. So that one, there we go. So Ron, our speaker, needs to be done by 8:10. So we're going to switch things around a little bit, and we're going to have him start out. So Tom, I'm going to have you introduce Ron.
Hi. I saw Ron in the parking lot at Safeway, and we had a chat, and he had asked to come to our meeting. We have the pleasure of having the president of the Kauai Toastmasters with us, Ron Soderstrom, Rotary. He was a past Rotarian, and Rotary and Toastmasters have created an alliance to help both organizations grow and create the best experience possible. You'll be discovering some of those opportunities available to us all as we discover how to expand our communication skills, sharing what we are passionate about with our community. Ron, take it away.
All right. Aloha, Rotarians. It's wonderful to see you guys today. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for having me. As Tom mentioned, and I see many of the past members that I knew at the time, I was a member of your very same Rotary Club. I actually spent a few years there. I was with the Rotary Reader Program. I was over there at Kauai Elementary School every Tuesday, reading to the kids there, getting to share the joyous stories, and just being able to have that different interaction with them. And I know how much of a part of Rotary that is, about getting out in the community, about being able to help in any way that we could. And it was definitely something that I very much enjoyed, something that I very much cherished. And as all of us know, we always have different paths in our lives, different things that we have to be doing to ensure that we're getting to where we want to go. And it turned out that for myself, that I needed to work a little bit more on my orientation. You know, when I was younger, I was actually very much an introvert. I actually went through a whole year of high school. I didn't talk to a single soul. Basically, I was just in my bubble. And as I grew up, that didn't improve too much. And then it came to a point where I had to do something, and I actually got into comedy improv. Now, comedy improv, that's a little bit of a drastic step, and it was exactly what I needed to be able to get my mouth to open up, to be able to speak in front of people. To be able to have fun, just as Tom was saying there a moment ago. And it did me such amazing good, you wouldn't believe it. And at the same time, when that finished, I needed to be able to keep up my speaking skills. And I'd always heard about Toastmasters, and I figured, okay, you know, if it's going to be something that's going to push me into it, pressure me into it, make sure that I keep on building those skills up, it's worth giving it a shot. And I went in, and I had a fantastic time. And I tell you, as the years have gone by, it's been 5 years for me now in Toastmasters. This is actually my second run as president of the club. And as I've been in there throughout these years, I have just continued to grow and grow and grow. I figured that because I could do comedy improv, that I could speak in front of anybody, that I had all the tools I needed. But that's not true at all. Toastmasters has given me time and time again, different challenges to overcome, different ways to be able to address the community, be able to address the people that we want to be able to share our passions with. And I greatly appreciate that. And it's something that the Rotary also saw value in for themselves. And they went ahead and they brought together and created a collaboration between the Rotary and Toastmasters, where the two organizations can work together in such a way where, gentlemen.
Hi. So I didn't. Apparently, there was other charges like $4.99 and a couple other times. And
okay. And being able to get past those little bumps in the road. There you go. So what's gone on is that Rotary and Toastmasters have actually come together. They've created alliance because they know that on both sides of things, we're looking for different opportunities. We're looking for different ways, more ways for us to be able to grow, to be able to get out into the community, to be able to share what we're passionate about. Now, obviously, as being a speaker, we have things that we generally want to get across to people. We have things that we truly believe in, and we want to be able to share that in the clearest way possible to be able to get our message across. And that same thing applies for Rotary. I knew that time and time again, as I was with your organization, that there was something inside of you that meant so much that you were willing to give up your free time. And being all business owners, I know that free time is something of a great value to you. And yet you were still willing to do that. You knew that there was something above and beyond yourself that you needed to be able to get out and be able to help people. Well, with the two organizations coming together, that actually gives us an opportunity to even do that better. Because the more that we're able to communicate, the more that we're able to speak in such a way where we're able to express ourselves clearly and coherently, the better that you're able to share what you're truly passionate about. Now, I'm looking at many of the gentlemen here that are right in front of me that I've known from past experience. Craig, with the photo there in your backdrop, I remember how much you cared about those children out there. People in completely different countries that we had necessarily no connection with, and yet you went to these great extents to be able to create schools, to be able to create water, to give them a higher standard of living. And obviously, if you didn't have that communication skills to be able to get your point across, then it would have been a lot more difficult than what it had been. And each and every one of you, you have something that you're passionate about, something that you want to be able to share with your community. And with these two organizations coming together, we're hoping to be able to give you a stronger foundation, better abilities to be able to do so. I'll let you know some of my past experience in Toastmasters. It's funny, just going back all the different things, that the different opportunities that it's given me. I'll let you know, it's not just about giving a speech. It's not just about giving a presentation. It's not about writing down and making sure that you memorize every single word of what you've put down, what you wanted to say that day. It's about learning how to speak from your heart, about how to share your true message, what really matters to you. You know, it's just like anything else in life. You always have that foundation. Math, 1 + 1 = 2. The basics of language, even A, B, C, D, E, you know, just the alphabet. And once you're able to break away from those training wheels and you're able to use it in such a way that that resonates with you, well, now you can really get your message across. The great thing about Toastmasters is that when you're sharing these things, when you're sharing what really means the most to you, you actually have an audience, just like you gentlemen and you, madam, right there. You have an audience that is compassionate, that cares, that wants to be there for you, to support you. So it actually allows you to relax and just to feel good about the steps that you're taking. Know that everybody wants the same for you as they want for themselves. Now with Rotary, and I'm actually going to pull up a couple notes here from myself, with Toastmasters, it's interesting how they've created this collaboration. They're not looking to take away from either club. We're not looking to steal from members or anything like that, on both sides, Rotary or Toastmasters. It's funny, one of the first questions that I got when we checked in today was, am I joining Rotary? And I remember that being in Rotary myself, any of the speakers that came in, any of the guests that came in, those were the first questions. And it's completely understandable. When you're out there helping the community in the ways that you are, you need to have that manpower that's behind it. You need to make sure that you have the people there to accomplish all the things that you're striving to do. So we're not looking to take away from that. As a matter of fact, we're actually looking to be able to give you the skills to grow even more. Because the more that you can get your message out into the community, really share what Rotary is about in a way that people can understand it clearly and coherently, the more that people are going to be incited, are going to want to join your organization. So rather than me just going on and on about things, I'd like to open it up real quick to questions from you folks and see if there's something that answers that I can give you some insight, whatever that may be. Do you have any questions for me at this time by chance?
Just a reminder, y'all are muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself to ask any questions.
Thank you.
I know you spoke to the idea of the improv and everything, and that moved you to Toastmasters. How did you first find out about Toastmasters, and what made you go, you know what, that makes sense for me?
A friend of mine, Donna Lou, she works over there with the county and stuff. Wonderful, wonderful woman. I'd seen some of her Facebook posts in the past, and it was something that I considered. I'll let you know, for my career, I'm a wellness and a performance coach. I'm a specialist in stress and anxiety relief. So I'm constantly talking with people. I'm getting out with different groups, different organizations, giving them stress and anxiety relief tools. And I constantly heard that in order to better myself in that realm, once again, Toastmasters, the membership for it is basically $60 for 6 months. You get full tutorials. Everything's online these days. It's great. They actually converted onto an online program shortly before COVID came in. So it gave us a chance to really dig into things that way. The amount of knowledge that they impart to you, it's astronomical. So basically it was that one little, I knew someone that was in it. I decided to take that chance, to take that opportunity, and found that it was something that really resonated. Yeah.
I got a question, Rod.
Great.
So what's a typical Kauai Toastmaster meeting like?
A typical Kauai Toastmaster meeting. We meet up at, there's two different clubs that are here on island. The club that I'm a member of and president of is the Kauai Toastmasters. Previously, we were meeting there at the county building, at the round building. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with everything that's been going on, if we'll end up going back there or not. Everything's actually transformed, just like here, onto Zoom meetings, which has actually been really beneficial, because now people aren't worried about getting there at noon. They're able to just log on, and it's just such an easier format for everyone to be able to attend. Basically, we get there at noon, we run through the general business, we hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day. So basically, we're trading roles every week, or excuse me, every meeting. So basically, there's a Toastmaster of the day, the person that runs the meeting, like Rick here. everyone gets an opportunity to be able to learn all these different things for themselves, taking on that role of leadership and learning the different skills that it takes to be an orator. So we go through, we have the opening to it. We have an invocation, basically some positive words to start ourselves all out with. And then we go into our formal speeches. We'll usually have 2 to 3 formal speeches where people just volunteer. The wonderful thing about these speeches is that you get to write about what you are passionate about. They definitely give you a format, a structure, and at the same time, all of the material itself comes from what you care about. So now you're getting to grow in your business, in your life, in the ways that you wanted to in the first place, but in a structured, orderly way. So we'll have 2 to 3 speeches in that, and then we'll go ahead and we'll move into a realm called table topics, where basically someone will have different subjects and people just volunteer. You speak for 1 to 2 minutes, basically improv. You're just speaking on whatever subject. It's just like any other conversation, right? When you're sitting around with friends, you're just talking about earthquakes, hurricanes, just allowing these things just to come out of you. That's all table topics is. It's just about getting used to being able to speak without having to necessarily feel the rigidity that goes around if you're in more of a formal setting. We go ahead, we wrap up the end of the meeting. It used to be that we would actually even give awards to decide who gave the best speech and this and that. And yet when you end up with people that are in such a variance of skills and abilities, we felt that it was better just to leave that off to the side and that just people just relax into that moment and not worry about being compared to someone else. Does that answer it for you, Craig? Terrific, thank you. Thank you. Anyone else?
Obviously, there's at least a national organization. I don't know if they're international, but how does that all play in? Are there other things that move through the rest of the organization?
Okay, yeah, it's definitely an international organization, worldwide. There's Toastmasters all over the world. And once again, the great thing about what's been going on these days with COVID, I guess one benefit about that, and everybody going over to Zoom, is that you can actually attend a meeting anywhere in the world that you want to. We have many members that are snowbirds here on island. We all know how that goes. And they're actually still coming to meetings now. Meanwhile, they're over in the Midwest, they're over in California, whatever it may be, because they're able to log on easily and naturally that way. They have speech contests that people are always encouraged to jump into if you want to. I've actually represented Kauai 3 different times, heading over to Oahu, going up against many other terrific speakers over on that side. That's always a great experience. It's definitely something that is far-reaching. If you look up on YouTube, Toastmasters, you'll be able to find the different speeches, the different speakers that they've had throughout the years. The different calibers that have come out of it. We all know that when it comes down to it, no matter what you're doing, whether it's business, whether it's just life, the communication, the way that you're able to express yourself really says it all. If you're not able to sell your business, if you're not able to describe what it is that you're offering to someone, well, they're not going to bother. They're going to go to the person that okay, this makes sense. So when you're thinking about, I know that some of you may be retired, you may have stepped out of business, whatnot, but we always have different ways that we're growing. Anything else along that line? Oh, Tom, please.
How do you think the organization deals with it being Zoom versus in person? What have been the changes? And as far as how they go about the skill sets and so on.
Okay, terrific. I think that it's actually been a bonus because I know that there's plenty of people in there that weren't necessarily technical savvy. So this has actually forced them out of the bubble. And I'm sure that you guys have had the same experience for yourself. It's a lot different. No. It's a lot different when you get to all come together. And obviously these organizations, they are about coming together. about that comradeship, about making that connection, that real life connection with each other. And at the same time, we also know that there's many times that we just don't have that ability to do so. That the world has expanded to such a great extent, even for yourselves. Obviously, the projects that you're doing aren't always here right on island. They're far reaching. So being able to gain the technical abilities to be able to share your message in whatever shape, form it is, it's so much easier. Now, I admit it's been some ups and downs with it, and people have really come along real quick and easily. I'll be honest also, our meetings have actually gotten larger. And the reason for that is because, once again, we have the snowbirds. They're off island. They're still able to attend. Many people where that noon hour just wasn't, it didn't work best for them. Trying to race from work, get to the meeting, and then race back right afterwards, you know, trying to slug down some food, whatnot. That didn't always work out the best either. So Zoom has actually been, or any online platform has been hugely beneficial for us. We've actually gotten quite a lot of feedback out of that. And once again, it's forcing people to learn new things. And that's always a good thing.
Just so you know, Ron, Dottie and Lee are members of our club that are called Kauai members. So they are both on the mainland. And
oh, okay.
They spend,
perfect.
Well, actually, Dottie, are you still? I don't know where
Dottie's
you are.
Still here.
We never know where Dottie is.
I'm still here on Kauai.
Okay.
I never went back to the mainland.
You refer to yourself as being stuck on Kauai. Yeah.
It's not a good place to be stuck.
Yes, it is. I'm in my last day of quarantine today, so that's what I've been telling everyone is, you know, if you have to be quarantined, it's not a bad place to be quarantined. Ron, just as a comment, years ago, I was working at a company that processed medical claims. I was the software trainer, and I started a Toastmasters club there. And the most interesting thing that happened was I had a lot of the people tell me, "Oh, well, I don't do presentations." And my question was, "What is your job?" "Oh, well, I'm on the phone all day." What do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
And getting people to realize that the ability to communicate, like you said, clearly and coherently, is something we all can benefit from. And at the time, and again, this was, oh gosh, probably close to 20 years ago. I know there were different sorts of speeches and stuff that you were expected to give through Toastmasters. Is that still the process? Is there like a process you move through?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the great thing about that is that they have a deal called Pathways now. So that's their online program. So when you sign up for Pathways, basically they give you all different kinds of paths that you can take it. So it really depends on what it is that what you're trying to learn, how you want to be able to express yourself. So for myself, it was more about I'm trying to remember the dang name of it. I've been in it for a little while now. Oh no, stage fright. No. So for mine, it was basically about motivation, about getting people motivated, getting them excited about things. At the same time, they also have other paths that are more about company structure, about being able to bring organizations together. There's a number of different paths that they have there. Some of them even just pure comedy. Just being able to learn how to lighten up, how to be able to talk in a way where you're able to bring humor into the story. Because we all know that humor sells, right? If you want any way to get into someone's thought process, you start bringing humor into it. As soon as you get them smiling, as soon as you start getting them laughing, everything you're greasing up the wheels right there. So basically, anything that you're looking to accomplish when it comes down to orientation, being able to present any kind of presentation, Toastmasters definitely has it covered. And it's really amazing the extent of knowledge that they offer you. The videos, the way that they have it structured, the way that they have it laid out, the whole learning process. So you have that online ability. Plus, we also offer mentors for anybody that's looking for it that comes into the club. So you're not just coming in, you're not left on your own. you have someone there to be able to help you along the way. And once again, everybody there has a huge heart. I'll be honest, I've shared some very personal things in that club. And I've seen the same thing with a number of the members. You know, they'd be up there, you could feel the emotion coming out of them. And it's a safe place. You know, when you're learning to speak from your heart, it's definitely, it's a place where you can do that. Oh. Ted.
Ron, are you getting any guidance from Toastmasters about this partnership with Rotary and what that means at an individual club level? Or is it just being left up to us at the local level to figure out what partnership might make sense?
Well, the partnership actually started up not too long ago. I believe it was April. I'd have to go back in to check in. So it's a fairly fresh, a fairly new deal that's come up, especially right in the middle of COVID with all this going on. You know, everybody's attention pulled this way and that. They have some great material that they put out on their website. There's also for the Rotary. I saw what you'd offered, Rick. Did you send that out to me by chance? No, you hadn't. Okay. You know what? I caught that somewhere else. And I'll be happy to share that link with you guys. And so, because basically it comes from both sides. It has Toastmasters version, and then there's the Rotary version. And basically, once again, what they're looking at, it isn't to diminish one club or the other. It's actually to be able to bring them together. So let's put it this way. Toastmasters, we've got a room full of people that have something that they're passionate about, that they want to share. Something that's really important to them. They want to get out there. They want to speak about it. Obviously, that's why they're bettering their speaking skills. Rotary. There are so many things that you are passionate about, ways that you want to be able to get out in the community. Obviously, Rotary is also a business organization. You have business owners where they're bringing in all their different resources to be able to work in the community and abroad. So by being able to combine these two things, it's actually very supportive. Now we're helping each other, being able to do exactly what it is that we are looking to do. When it comes down to your question, Ted, though, I want to make sure to elaborate on that. At this moment, for Toastmasters, it's actually so easy to find out any information that we need. Anytime that we need any support from them, you make a call, you write an email, and they're on it. When it comes down to Toastmasters here in Hawaii, it's a really large organization. Over on Oahu, they have well over 20 clubs, and even more than that, I'm pretty sure. They have many business clubs, just like what Rick was talking about, corporate clubs, private clubs where it's just in that organization. So as far as the actual collaboration itself, they leave it a little bit open-ended just to make sure that, because each region, each location, they're going to have their own hindrances and also their own benefits. So they don't want to be too stringent and make you feel like you're stuck in one way of doing things. And well, if that doesn't work for you, well, then you just throw it off to the side. There's always that aspect of having that flexibility in there. And at the same time, I'm going to make sure to share that information, the links with you, Rick. Would that be the way to go? So that way you can let everyone be able to see with that. I want to let you know also, we have 2 different clubs here on island. So there's the Kauai Toastmasters, once again, the one that I'm president of here in Lihui. And then there's another club over in Kapa'a. So the Kapa'a Club, they actually meet the 1st and 3rd Tuesdays, and they're meeting up at, I believe it's 5 p.m. I've got it. I just have to put it out there for you. 5 p.m. in the evening. And then for our club, we've been having the noon meeting. So it really gives people an opportunity to find a time that works out for you. I'll make sure to get that out there for you.
Meetings are an hour long, is that correct?
They are, yeah. And we're really good about that. We make sure to start in on time and get out on time, especially with having the lunch meeting club. We didn't want to be holding people up. We want to make sure they were able to get back easily.
What's the biggest benefit you've seen from being a member of Toastmasters?
Being able to do this right here. I'll tell you, once again, you know, I was very much an introvert. And even after going into comedy improv, you know, because it's comedy improv, it kind of puts you in that moment, right? You go up on stage, you just leave yourself open to the moment. Someone throws something at you, and let's hope to God that I'm funny. And at the same time, it wasn't even necessarily about being funny. It's just really about allowing yourself to just be present. And that's really what Toastmasters has done for me, is that it's taught me how to be present. Being willing to listen to the people that are around me, not getting so caught up in my head about what I needed to say, what I wanted to say, but being able to notice what's going on around me and being able to respond. Being comfortable out in public. You know, even as business owners, I've had my own businesses throughout the years, and I wasn't able to necessarily communicate the best way to my employees or even my past coworkers, just because I didn't have those skills. And now conversations, it simply is what it is. Yeah. So it's definitely something where, even with all the other experience that I've had, I do a number of different kind of performances besides the comedy improv. I do dance, I do stage hypnosis shows, I do motivational speaking, I do a number of different aspects. And even with all of that, all these different things that I'm doing, I still stay in Toastmasters because I know that I'm continuously learning more. That even with all these other things that I'm doing, that the structure of it, all the different materials, the support that's there, that I'm always growing.
Question. So Ron, for our newer members, Ron was a tiling contractor when you were with our club, correct? You were doing tile? Yeah. Yep. And later on, as you moved on, I saw one of your ads for the Kauai Farm Bureau. You were doing the hypnosis show.
Yep.
So what was that like? I mean, how did you get into that?
How did I get into that? So what happened when I used to do a custom tile business, basically, and then back in Seattle, you were talking about that earlier, Tom, with the earthquakes and everything. I did masonry restoration back on that side. So I would be restoring historical buildings. I actually ran the restoration of the governor's mansion after that big earthquake. Put that bugger back together again. And when I came to Kauai, I went ahead and started up a custom tile business. And then as I was doing that, I was thinking about it one day and realized the reason why I was doing it was because I just simply always done it. That's just what I did. And I realized that wasn't really who I was. It was just simply a job that I had kind of gotten stuck in. And as I was starting to allow myself to think along different paths, I realized that what I really wanted to do was to be able to help people in a deeper, more gratifying way. So you mentioned the stage hypnosis shows. I love doing those. And at the same time, as I mentioned earlier, I specialize in stress and anxiety relief. Because no matter what problems that we are having, whether it's a bad habit, whether it's severe stress, severe anxiety, I tell you, the people that I've helped out these days with everything that's been going on, over all the inundation, all the news, all the negativity that's been out there, people have been having a real tough time. And the great thing is that it doesn't take very much to actually make a shift. I've only got a few more minutes here. I want to share something of value with you guys. I know that I already have been, but I want to share something that's really made a difference for me. And when I speak in our club, many of my speeches are actually about how to release stress and anxiety. One of the biggest reasons why we go into stress and anxiety is actually the fight or flight response. Basically, we get up in front of a group, and then all of a sudden we feel like we're in danger. Oh my God, what are they going to think about me? What are they going to say about me? What, you know, am I going to be able to get through this? All the different fears that lock you up. When we go into that fight or flight response, we actually have very natural processes that our body does to allow us to do that. And many of them include getting very tight, very tense. We become hyper-focused on things, which is why we're always looking, oh, who's not listening? Who's got the weird look on their face when I said that? by being able to actually reverse engineer those natural processes that we have, we can actually find peace and relaxation inside of ourselves. So I want to give you guys a quick tip here for the next time that you're speaking in front of someone, or even if you're experiencing any kind of stress or anxiety. One of the natural things that happens in that fight or flight response is that our vision actually becomes very laser-like. It becomes very focused, and it makes sense, right? If let's take the bush. Something's rustling over in the bush. You want to look at that bush. You want to know what's in that bush. Do I have to fight it? Do I have to run like heck? Do I have to call the cops? Or whatever action you have to take. The thing is that the moment that you actually take your vision and actually expand it, taking yourself out of that laser-like focus, taking off the horse blinders, allow your vision to utilize your full peripheral vision, seeing all the way off to your right, all the way off to your left, up, down, whatever it may be. You actually wash your neural pathways with new information that actually relaxes you. It takes you out of that hyper-focused state. So when you're giving a speech, when you're presenting in any shape or form, obviously you're going to be looking at different people. And at the same time, that doesn't mean that you have to be focused in on that person, which will create some more of that anxiety. If you just allow your vision to expand, you can actually feel relaxation washing over you now. Let's go ahead and play with something real quick. If you guys want to, this will give you, I always love doing things where people get the instant feedback from it. So go ahead and think about something that kind of stresses you out right now. I'm sure that everybody can find something. Usually that comes right on up. Cool. And as you think about that, I want you to notice how your vision is at this very moment. Is it wide and expansive in the state of relaxation, or did it actually start narrowing down? Okay, taking that in for you. Yeah. That's pretty much the natural order of things, is that, once again, that fight or flight response, our vision becomes very laser-like, very focused. It's just so that we can pay attention to what we're defending ourselves against, or what we have to take precautions against. As you're thinking about that thing that was stressing you out a moment ago, I want you to go ahead and allow your vision to expand. Once again, using your full peripheral vision. And what helps out even more so is if you start taking nice deep breaths through your nose, deep down into your stomach, belly breathing. And as you're doing that, keeping your vision and your breathing in that same way, I want you to go ahead and think about that thing that was stressing you out a moment ago. And notice how you can perhaps look at it in a different way now. You can actually think about things in a different way. And there's many, many different things that we can actually add on to this that'll make it even quicker, easier for you. But it's just little things like that, little shifts. Once you have just a little piece of knowledge can make all the difference in the world. And the more that you add these things, the more that you stack them, the more relaxed you get to become. The more you get to just enjoy life instead of getting caught up in the past, which is all the stress. Oh God, why did I do that? Or all the anxiety, worrying about the future. What's going to happen to this world? You all know that your true power is right here in this moment, in the present moment, where you can actually think coherently, clearly, and concisely. So all those kind of tools, if you're ever interested, I'm more than happy to share those with you at another time. And at the same time, I wanted to make sure to give you something today, a takeaway. I know that sitting in your seat so many years ago, and so often seeing the different presenters come through, they were always kind of looking for something, right? Well, I wanted to actually be able to offer you something instead. So obviously I've come here sharing Toastmasters with you. It's a way for you to be able to grow. And I tell you, if you're looking to increase your speaking abilities, there's nothing that's cheaper or better out there to do it. You're not going to find another place that has more support. You're going to be seeing more friendly faces, just like you are here, probably more faces that you even recognize, where you get to continue to grow. And at the same time, I wanted to give you a piece of what I do so that you can take that away for yourself as well. I really, truly have enjoyed the opportunity to be able to have been here with you guys today. I really, really appreciate it. I enjoyed the time that I was able to spend with Rotary. As I said, there's different times in our lives where we have different things that we need to do to be able to do the things that are that make sense for us, right? And at this time, Toastmasters has really been able to fulfill that for me. I look forward to a time when I get to join your ranks again, be able to get out there, be able to enjoy that comradeship, be able to help our community. I've been definitely keeping an eye on you guys. You guys have been doing wonderful work out there as always. So thank you once again for having me today. I actually need to step away. I teach a fitness class in the mornings, and I gotta run. I gotta go sweat.
Well, thanks so much, Ron. We
Hey,
very
Ron.
much appreciate you taking the time. Thanks.
All right, thank you. And so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to send that information out to Rick about Toastmasters and also for Rotary about that collaboration so that he can send it out to all of you. If you ever have any questions, always feel free to reach out. More than happy to answer any of those questions for you. And I look forward to being able to spend more time with Rotary.
Cool.
All right.
Again,
Well, you guys take care. Have a wonderful day.
you do the same. Thank you. All right, folks. We're going to go back to the beginning of the meeting, and we're going to do, well, there's no guests to introduce. Hi, Danny, by the way. But we're going to do Happy Bucks, which we are now doing through the donation button, and Ted will now share the link to the Donate Now button website. Who's happy? Rodney's not happy. Well, I'm happy because this is my last day of quarantine, and it will be nice to be able to do what I want. It's odd because I don't normally do much during the week, but you know, when you can't, it suddenly becomes this constraint. And I also just want to acknowledge Ron has been running back and forth to the post office to get our mail, and the not this last time, but the time before that, we had a rather heavy package as well that he picked up for us. So it's always good to know that we have friends like that. And we also had Jan come down. She sat on our back lanai and visited with us over the weekend, which was kind of nice to break things up. So I'm very happy. I saw Ted's hand go up too.
Well, I was happy for that, but also I am happy because of a Rotary and End Polio Now milestone. Hopefully you all saw in the news yesterday that Africa was declared free of wild polio virus.
Awesome.
Yeah, give yourselves a big hand because you all helped do that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I read a couple articles about it, and the one that talked most about Rotary and polio was BBC America, which I thought was, it kind of, the whole Rotary involvement kind of slid under the radar, it seemed, for a lot of the US information. But yeah, that's fantastic news. Anyone else happy? Happy. Okay, well then we'll talk about some upcoming projects. So Craig and or Rodney, do you want to talk about what we're doing this weekend?
Go for it, Rodney.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to thank Craig for taking over for me and sent out he sent out a bulletin on it. I actually haven't seen it myself. Sorry, but yeah. So we're gonna Craig and I are gonna go up. We've got enough brushes. We got enough paint. We got everything. I think the only thing we don't have is some food. How's that, Craig?
So food, Marcy will be doing it for us. She's coming in on her day off. So
Okay,
I got
so
a
we're gonna
head
have
count.
separate
Sandwiches,
packages.
$10 a piece. Tom Gross, are you coming Saturday? Oh, okay.
Tom, you're muted.
Tom, you're muted.
Tom, you're on mute.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm working at Safeway. I've got hours all day.
Okay.
So,
all right. Thank you.
Is there anything you need though that I can help with?
No, I think we're okay. Danny, are you
wanted
still
my
with
height,
us?
Isn't it? You just wanted me
For your height. Danny, are you be able to come on Saturday to Kukuilono? I don't know if she's still here. I'll call her later.
Anyway, yes, I'll bring some, a big thing of water. So no need to get the small ones. We'll try to save the environment. So bring your own cup.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get some beer after.
just to double check, Ronnie, do you have the red paint too for the bottom, the base?
No, we don't.
So you gotta get that.
I think we decided to not do the red paint.
Well, the foundation we have to. We're not doing the floor, but the foundation.
Right, the foundation. I'll check. We need to check with Claude on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claude is looking at the paint because he's I guess dealing with that pretty much right now. But yeah, so we'll do some painting up there. We'll have a good time, and
bring your mask.
Yes, we will be socially distanced, so be prepared for that. We're going to find ways to make this work, and hopefully this will be the first of a few projects that we'll do at Kuiolono this year. When we have
sunshine.
There you go. There's Danny. Danny said she will be there. When we had the offsite meeting up at Kuiolono, that's when we discovered some of the things that needed to be done there. But I think there's a little bit more that we can do to help them out and get things going. The other one, the other project that is being discussed is Rotary has as a goal for the Rotary Gives Back Day, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. They're looking to do a big tree planting project in actually all around the world. So getting things going with planting trees. Here on Kauai, what has been put together is something through John Harder, who is a member up in Hanalei. And he's working with the Makawai Cave Reserve here in Poipu. The day that they have available for that is October 30th. So he's looking to get a group of people together to go over and plant trees on October 30th. And the plan is that they will already have dug the holes. It's a matter of moving the trees in, backfilling, getting everything settled in. So this is something I'm probably going to have John come to a meeting next month and talk to us a little bit more about it. But just put it on your radar for October 30th. And of course, given that Makawai is here in Poipu, I think it would be really nice if we had a good number of our members showing up for that.
It looks like a Friday. Is that still going to be a Friday?
I don't know. Let me. Yeah, it is. It is showing as Friday. Ted, I think, is pulling up the flyer as well. Of course, then my Wi-Fi has to be extra slow.
I got a comment on the painting.
Yeah.
So basically, to get to the pavilion, it's you go to the parking lot, and then there's a chain, usually a chain coming across. People kind of know what it is, so we're allowed to actually drive our cars out that way. But be careful and drive slowly. Anyway, give us a call if you're confused where to come.
Yeah.
Craig and I are going to go early to set up, and then we're asking people to come at 8:30.
8:30, right?
Okay.
Yeah, back on tree planting, I did pull up the flyer. It is on a Friday, October 30th, from 8 to 12. And they're looking for 50 volunteers to help plant trees. And they'll need a few volunteers during the week before to help with prepping the site.
So my plan is to invite John to talk at one of the meetings next month, and we'll get a little bit more detail around what all is involved in that and see that. But I think it would be a neat project for us to be involved in. And the Cave Reserve is another one of those. It's a little gem that we have here that a lot of people don't even know exists. So if you've never been, it's a very interesting place to go to. The thing that blows my mind is they have some of the oldest sand in the world in that cave. And it's right here, you know, it's pretty amazing. And of course the tortoises, they have tortoises, which are always fun. And then looking at other projects, if there's any other projects that anyone can come up with, we are very open to the idea of doing more service projects this year. Like I said, I want to do more at Kukui'o Lono, but if there are other things, I know Claude is working with Milani on the Habitat for Humanity project. We have a partnership with Habitat, much like we do with Toastmasters, and through Leela at work, there's someone that works at the blind store that, of course, is owned by our past members, whose real names now are escaping me, Margaret and
William.
William, thank you. I had Bruce on the brain. Margaret and William, one of their employees has been given one of the homes in the LA subdivision. So we're going to do some work on that and get things going there. But I think it would be really, it's a neat way of helping out both the community and someone that we have a little bit of a tie to as well, which is good. And yeah, so Saturday, Kukui'o Lono, and we will see you there. Any final announcements or anything anyone wants to talk about before we end the day? Okay.
No, but I see Waylon joined us. Welcome, Waylon.
Hi, Waylon.
Hi, Waylon.
Hey, sorry about that. I had a last-minute Cattlemen's Association meeting for they're trying to get podcasts nationwide, and they elected each person from each island. So I elected Bernard Medeiros from Kalaheo, and he's very difficult to deal with, but he's so knowledgeable. So I was dealing with him this morning. So sorry for missing most of this meeting.
No worries.
Well, Waylon, are you going to be there for lunch on Saturday?
I was going to say I'm going to try to come early in the morning and help you guys prep. As of right now, if I do stay for lunch, I can get my own lunch. But I don't want to say yeah, and then I have to run away and go do some cattle stuff. But
okay, I'll get a sandwich for you just in case.
Oh, twisting my arm. But I'd way rather be painting than standing in cow poop. But
I think most of us could say that.
I'll get a sandwich, Craig.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty then. So Toastmasters, 2nd and 4th Tuesday for the Kauai Club, 1st and 3rd Tuesday for the Kapa'a Club. They do have a website. I think it's Toastmasters 20. No, I'm thinking us is district. Sorry, but they do have a website which I will send that out to you as well. If anyone is interested in joining or attending a meeting, do feel very free to do so. But with that, we'll ring the bell, ding, and end the meeting. So have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Bye, guys.